Done. Okay, so matlab, to start with, I'll say that this interview will be continuous reviewed interview, है ना? So there is a big advantage कि अगर तुमने कुछ ऐसी चीज बोली जो मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे चेंज चाहिए, तो I'll not keep that suggestion till the end, है ना? I'll forward that then and there only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Or since I know about you, so I'll not be uh, using much of our time in knowing about you. So consider that I have already read your DAF and everything. Okay. So now Garima will be telling me your experience at your work experience. Like what have been you doing after your graduation, and what was your experience there?
Yes, sir. So can I begin?
Yeah.
Okay, so after my BTech, I worked for Accenture Solutions Private Limited for 2 years. In Accenture, I worked as an ETL developer, wherein I worked on the platform IBM Data Stage. So as part of my job, ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. And my client was the postal industry of UK. So my job involved the extraction of data, which was related to postal data, be it letters, parcels, barcodes, or logistics data. And then I worked on IBM data stage to transform that data as per client requirements, and then loading the data into reports, which was available for the client to draw insights from.
So do you know the financial value of your work, like the project you are doing, like how much
So
the
that
cost
was
of?
my work.
No, that was your financial value of your work, like how much money the Infosys was getting from the client, and what was the costing that what that was happening on the entire process of providing the services to the client.
So I am not very sure of the number because I've worked only in the transformation part, but I
So
can get
can
the
you give me
statistics.
what are the service category that Accenture offers as a company?
So can you repeat the question?
I was asking about what are the service category that your company offers, like in what domain, in what domains your company provides services.
Yes, sir. So Accenture provides services in 5 domains. One is technology, strategy, operations, uh, operations. So I can't remember the last two.
Okay, so can you also tell me the broad, the just a like remote view of organizational structure of Accenture?
मेरा network का issue हो रहा है sir.
I can. You can just are you able to listen me? Is it, am I audible to you?
No, sir. Voice is breaking.
Okay, so what you can do, you can just for the time being, you can lock your video, you can stop your video, and after 5 minutes you can restart that.
Okay, sir.
Now am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
So I was asking about, can you tell me what was this organizational structure that Accenture had? If you have been able to observe that.
So organizational structure as part of my project, I can.
No, the entire company's organizational structure, how the company has been built as an organization. Okay, leave this question. Like you must have been encountering the HR processes and OD based processes in your company in those 2 years of your job experience. So did you realize that any of this step of HR which should not be there, but they came with that policy, and then they came with that practice, but you thought, or you were not actually convinced with that.
Sir, as part of my work, I think there wasn't something that I felt that was overdone. I thought that there should have been changes by the HR which should have been brought in. There was less as part of the work from HR. So I can mention the things that I thought that should be there rather than something that should be removed.
Okay, so just mention those things that should be
Yes,
there.
sir. Yes, sir. So firstly, I think as part of pandemic, since we started working from home, I think it was very important for
So,
employers to,
just a second, Garima, can you open your video now? Probably the network might be good at that.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
now starts.
Yes, sir. So I think since the pandemic began, it was very important for the employers and the employees to have a sense of connect since we were already working from home and not able to move outside. That was something that I felt that my company HR did not put in as much efforts as they could. So we would we could have had regular connects and weekly connects, more to say, so that we would feel the cohesiveness even when we were working from home. So it would be reflected uh, in our in how we were working. Like it was new for all, so we couldn't find the motivation on a daily basis, which I felt was essential during that time. So I think
Okay,
HR.
so what do you think? Whether they, whether they were not willing to do this, or they were not able to do this, like
So
if
I
they,
think that the idea for regular connects or for the cohesiveness wasn't pitched well. I think they never had that idea to like to do something like this could improve the productivity or the employee morale. Not that they couldn't do it. They definitely had all the resources. I just think that idea wasn't pitched as well.
okay, so can you suggest me any of the strategy by which you could have done this? Like if you would have been there as an
Yes, sir.
HR,
So
or
firstly, I think regular connects. Yeah, so firstly, regular connects would have definitely eased it out for all of us. That would be one, weekly connects for the same. Secondly, I think the leadership as well as my team leads, I think if we had regular video calls and they could talk to us about the issues we were facing or any inputs that they could get from us, I think that would also have made it easier for us.
okay. So Garba, what do you want to change, like from technology to management, or especially in
Hello.
human resource management? So I was asking, why do you want to change, like from technology profile to
Hello.
management based profile? Hello, hello, am I audible? Audible. Whenever something like this happens, you can
Hello.
just close your video. So am I audible now? Hello, am I audible now, Garima? Hello, hello. Okay, matlab, you can just wait. Probably it will be back
So
again.
now I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
So let's keep the interview as it is, and you can open your video after some time. So I was
Yes.
asking, why do you want to change, like from going from technology? Why do you want to go from technology to management, especially in human resource domain, but like OD domain?
Right, sir. So my primary reason for this shift would be like after my BTech, when I got into an organization, if I keep it very frankly, I didn't know whether getting into IT was something that I liked or what I wanted to do as part of my corporate job 10 years down the line. But while I worked for Accenture, I realized that I observed some changes within the organization, and I would inherently look for solutions to those issues. And while I did try to pitch in a few solutions to my team lead and he did take them up, I think I wanted to be in a position of power where I could make those changes. And I realized that that could only be done from my limited knowledge only in HR. So if I can just mention few, first was that my project, as part of my project, our project was moving from the current platform onto cloud. which is the new technology, cloud platform. So during that transition, I saw a lot of, I don't know whether I can say them as shortcomings, but I thought that that entire transition could have been handled very well, which wasn't done as part of my team. So that was one of the changes that I felt drove me to HR domain. Uh, Secondly, sir, this is a bit personal experience, but I like to share it because I did pitch this to my team lead. So when we joined Accenture, there were 4 colleagues of us, and in the subsequent months, there were 4 more who joined in. So there were 8 of us, and my project was a 24-hour project. So we had to support during night shifts as well. So I just pitched to my team lead that if all the 8 of us could get into the support cycle together, it would be easier for us to gel in, as well as it would take the load of the other resources. So my team lead did take it up, and post the monthly cycle, he came up to me and said that input had really helped in the overall efficiency of the project. So I just, now when I look back in hindsight, I feel that as a fresher, if I could pitch in just a small improvement, I think probably there is where my inclination goes, and
Okay, so
ODCL would be there.
okay, I saw the example. Can you also tell me what are the other aspects do you have, or what are the other capability or skill do you have which is going to help you in learning this subject, or learning and practicing this subject ahead?
Right, sir. So other than that, I feel that I have always been a very keen observer of people and surroundings. That is one. Secondly, sir, I feel I have an empathetic nature, which I think is the need of the hour today for every leader. Thirdly, sir, this is something that I have received from my friends and from people who interact with, that I'm a good listener. So these qualities I feel would definitely help me as part of HR and ODCL
Okay, so
specifically.
matlab, it seems like very important characteristics for people who are in counseling. But
Right.
you are also going for OD, so I'm suggesting here to add some skill or capability or trait which basically deals with the system making or improvisation, because all those correct जो तुमने trait बताए ना, empathetic होना या listener होना या फिर you think about people, ये सारा मतलब एक people oriented हो गया, but OD में we are also thinking organization as a system. So you can talk about that, from engineering you are good at understanding of a system and how a system works. Okay,
Yes.
so organization is a system, na? So
Yes.
any intervention when you do, मतलब basically it's a system based interventions.
Yes.
So it's not always कि individual पे आपको काम करना है, ठीक है? वो
Hmm.
मतलब कई सारे इंडिविजुअल मिला के एक सिस्टम क्रिएट होता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उसके ऊपर काम करना है, तो उन ट्रेड्स के बारे में भी बताओ यहाँ पे, वरना वो काउंसलर्स वाला ज्यादा लगता है, ठीक है?
अच्छा.
ओके, तो
Hmm.
मतलब while talking about leadership or okay, leave this topic here now. Can you tell me मतलब why OD as a course is needed in India, like OD as a subject, or people with OD specialization are needed, because you are also trying to do this course, and of course we have launched this program, but we would like to know from your perspective that why this program has a मतलब valid utilization or can be मतलब useful for Indian economic scenario.
Right, sir. So, firstly, I think, sir, OD as a domain should have its due. Firstly, because we know that we are now living in a very dynamic environment, and it is changing on a daily basis. We know the fast-paced change in technology. Uh, we are already observing the fast-paced change in technology, and we also know about the globalization and the fast change in the competition. So if I have to talk in the Indian perspective, I think the most of the Indian companies today are more of family businesses, and in a family business, I think the entire setup for the organization is more or less a hierarchical one. So in hierarchy, we know that when we talk about bureaucratic organizations, there are some defined problems in it, which include uh, there is not a flat structure, so there will always be an authoritative management. Then there'll be resistance to being flexible or to take risks, so to say. So I think if in an Indian setup, firstly, we need OD to change these bureaucratic setups into a flat one. And we have to encourage the current MSMEs to grow, and we need to grow the MSMEs so that they can uh, come at par with the current MNCs, which are now in India and which are giving tough competition to these smaller MSMEs. And when we do that, I think we know that there are so many MSMEs in India today. And if we are able to put in the right OD interventions, I think we will be definitely contributing a lot to the Indian economy through it.
So rightly said, we could have added some more points also. So we'll be discussing these points later, later in our preparation classes.
Yeah.
So the next class for next question for you, Garima, like since the ODCL is a very new specialization, and we all know that even the industries are not very they hire HR and they hire graduate from other specialization. So what if you'll not get a job in the same discipline? Like you have some idea in your mind that what you'll be doing ahead. So what if you'll not get the job in a company where you'll be practicing what you've learned?
Right. What if I don't get a job in the same domain?
Yes.
So I would, if I take up the course
Can
for
you
2 years.
can you on your video? Probably your network
Yes.
might work now. Okay, this is the last question, because your network is slow. So
Yes.
you'll be doing this interview again. We'll have this mock interview again. But just tell me the answer of this question.
Yes, sir. If I don't get placed in the same domain, I think if I have taken up this course and my inclination lies towards it. Secondly, that I have taken formal training in it for 2 years, I think I'll probably, if I don't get placed, I'll still try to be in the same domain. Maybe then via externally, I'll try and find institutes where I can go one-on-one for the interview, but I would like to stay in the same field.
But what if there is no vacancy, like nobody is calling you for interview? Okay, but I'll frame this question in another way. If you're not getting a job in HR and you still want to work for the same cause, you know, and since you cannot be given a full-time job for the same cause, and let's say that you have started a consulting company and you have went to a company where you want to pitch your services as an OD manager.
I'm still facing the net issues.
Okay. Just answer this question. Okay, no problem. So if you're going, if you have gone to an company, if you are going to pitch your services to a company. Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, sir. Now I can.
Okay, so you did not listen anything of what I have told earlier. Hello.
No, sir.
Okay, so my point was.
Yes, sir. Now I can hear you.
So listen to me very carefully. My point was, like, if you didn't get a job and even the company is not calling you for interview for the same profile because there might not be vacancies related to this. So let's say in a virtual situation that you have started a consulting company where you'd be helping other companies in the area of OT, and if you are going to a company where you want to pitch your services, how do you pitch that? Or what are the perspective you'll have while pitching your services of OT?
So firstly, I think I'll try and convince them about the importance of OD in the current changing scenario, which they will pick up because they are themselves witnessing the changes today. That'll be one. Secondly, I can.
This or they were not able to do it. Secondly,
So,
So I'll help you here. You can talk about the financial gain they can have, or production wise improvement they can have, or quality wise improvement they can have, and all the matlab, outcomes, literal matlab, not direct to indirect outcomes also. You can push that, and you can also ask that, since you are working as a consultant, so the cost of all these changes will be very less for them. So matlab, you need to be a salesman kind of thing here. Okay,
Yes.
and you need to pitch your services on that, matlab, many of based on many of the criteria. Okay, so next time you can be little prepared for that. Okay.
Yes.
uh, so just a second.